It seems like only yesterday we were here for Super Bowl 52 and now back for the road to the Super Bowl here in the Twin Cities at U.S. Bank Stadium. The fourth and final ticket to the conference championship round. We'll know soon enough as we are underway here on a January afternoon.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The Georgia State High School Player of the Year in 2020. Here's Jahmyr Gibbs.
He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play. It's second down.
Another run for Gibbs here. And they'll get to him quickly here as he'll get a yard, just a yard to the 22.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first two plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. On 3rd down, Mayfield. He finds his man, complete. It's Ali.
And he's going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Mayfield on play action, sliding out of the pocket.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Andre Sisco.
And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. So after the INT, it's Allen. He'll buy some time right.
He'll get this complete to Worthy.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Give him 32 on the play.
I guess we got a good idea about what the game plan is for attacking this secondary. No beating around the bush with this crew. His first throw of the game is a deep shot, and it connects. That's a tendency breaker right there because normally you build up to the big shot, but not in this case.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 9 yards on the play there, and it'll set him up 1st and goal.
Henry will take this into the end zone for a Viking touchdown.
You think back to some of the great goal line bruisers of the past, the Earl Campbells, the John Riggins, the Marshawn Lynches. I think you can put Derrick Henry right in that group as he scores there with another patented Derrick Henry run.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
And he'll wisely just take a knee here. This ball will come out to the 30-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And remember, the last time out, they threw the interception. That led to the touchdown, so now time to regroup.
It certainly is, and their goal right now as they go back out on the field, a calming drive, something that takes the ball, keeps it for a while, lets the defense relax a little bit, lets the offense regain confidence in their game plan.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
In motion right, that's Hyatt.
Mayfield now on second down. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1.
Gibbs will try and pick it up.
Well, they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down.
Oh, they're changing this at the line. Fourth down, a give to Gibbs.
And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. At first glance, I wasn't sure he got it. Then I saw that spot. Definitely a first down.
It was, but boy, on the other side, you dispute it a little bit, wouldn't you? Okay, if you're playing defense, are you sure he got there? But that's why they tell you all the time, don't just get what you need, get a little bit more, and take the decision out of the hands of the officials.
Well, there he needed a yard. He got.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. It's Deonte Banks with it. And the Vikings force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10.
Lucas Van Ness in there on the tackle.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Second down, they go again with Henry.
And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there.
Here's 3rd and 6.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. 69 yards.
And the Vikings have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 14-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
That's out quickly to Hyatt.
And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
Second down and a little more than a yard here.
Play action now. Here's Mayfield. They'll roll him out right. Now a short one to Gesicki. Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Play fake. Mayfield. He sets to fire deep.
And Mayfield again with the interception, his third. It's Deonte Banks with it. And the Vikings will take over here just shy of the 30. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete.
Kind of a fine line when you're setting up a screen. You don't want to throw it too early and have the defense react too quickly. And you definitely don't want to throw it too late. And that way it's not formed perfectly. Got to make sure you hit it just right.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Throwing now is Allen. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. A gain there of 21 yards. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
From midfield, here's Allen. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 28. A good pickup there of 22.
We can see offensive pass interference called on this play from time to time. The tight end's going to sell that he's going outside. Let the slot receiver come past, and then work himself back to the inside. Sure enough, he's left with some open space, and he picks up the first down.
And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Play action. Now it's Allen. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
That's a big force incompletion there to bring up 3rd and long, and this defense can still salvage a little momentum by forcing them to kick a field goal, because just a few plays ago, they looked like they were headed towards the end zone.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a first down.
What a drive. This has been just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Inside handoff, Henry. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. They'll try and run for it with Henry. And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Trying to punch it in with Henry. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. 2nd quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. Through a couple of plays, this Green Bay defense is held strong. Now it's 3rd and goal. Allen off the play fake. Now a diving effort right sideline. He's got it. And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll wind up losing a couple yards here on the play. And that will bring up an interesting decision here on 4th and goal. And this one is right through.
So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
They'll go again with Gibbs.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
They go play action. Mayfield rolling to his right.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Packers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the 1st half.
1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Mayfield going to switch things up here.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Trying the left side with Gibbs.
And he's taken down at the 50 after a short gain of 2. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside. We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
And the Vikings are going to get it back here just past the 35. Well, CD, you know, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the 1st half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared. Had an excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
Eluding the pressure right. Caught on the right side by Jones. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon, getting set for quarter number 3 here. A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. 2nd half action back underway.
Cleveland to return from the end zone. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
And they're in the position they expected to be in. They got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Now Allen.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Allen will try again on second down. His throw incomplete.
So many things have to go right for any passing play to work out. Quarterback has to understand the defense, deliver an accurate ball. Receiver has to concentrate and bring it in. Somewhere along the assembly line, something was off with that one.
Now Allen. And now another one thrown incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on third down.
The Vikings send out their punter, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And this will be taken at the 13. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Mayfield now from the 50, being chased out left. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going, trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a second and 10. To throw, Mayfield. Going up top. This is caught inside the 15. It's a big play there for Green Bay. And even 40 yards. Mayfield with it once more. And now this one may draw a penalty. He just blindly threw that one to the sideline. And, yep, indeed, the flag is out. They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly second and long. Throwing, Mayfield. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. In motion, the tight end. Third and long for Mayfield. Forced out to his left. And he is out of bounds. Looks like right at the 15. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a fourth down.
York able to send this one through.
And they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3.
So that maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but it does get them back within a couple of scores.
And at this point in the third quarter, you don't have much margin for error, and that means you can't have drives that end with nothing. Whether it's a punt, a turnover on downs, those have to go away. You have to end with a kick, either a field goal or an extra point after a touchdown.
Cleveland to return from the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, kind of a costly one, as he won't make it back to the 20.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
It'd be interesting to see what he decides to do the next time he's in the position we just saw there. Outside of the pocket, takes a throw downfield, it turns up incomplete. I wonder if next time he might take off and run.
Second and 10 here as we sit in the 3rd quarter of this divisional round matchup.
Now the first carry here for the running back. And he'll power his way up near the 25. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game back to the ground. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards there. 1st down, Vikings.
And that's a great run. And this is where you've got a running back who feels like he needs to take over this football game. You're in the second half. You've got the lead. You're looking at moving on to the conference championship. And he's got to be saying, just keep giving me the ball, and I'll get us home.
On play action, Allen. And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. A gain of 32 that time.
Another big play right there. And this is where, as an offense, you can really put the hammer down. You've got a double-digit lead, but those other guys, they've been hanging around. A touchdown here could put this game out of reach, and that's a strong step towards getting it done.
And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a 1st down again.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. To the air, Allen. Flushed out right. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
They've gobbled up over 30 yards of turf so far, but a sack knocks them backwards. And that interrupts the momentum they were building. Good opportunity for the defense to escape this drive before they get to the end zone.
Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there.
Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore.
And the Packers are going to get the football here at their own 23. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, 3rd quarter, but that not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one, because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the 1st.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that 1st half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd down and 5. From the gun, Gibbs will get it.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45.
54 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30.
Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Gibbs straight ahead.
And just shutting him off there. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers.
Jahmyr Gibbs.
29 yards.
And the Packers have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Extra point by York is up and good.
And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
And this has been a tight game to this point. Of course, they usually are at this juncture of the playoffs. But with the lead in the football, the clock right now their friend as they try to book their spot in the conference championship next Sunday.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On play action, Allen sliding out of the pocket. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And this is caught. Touchdown, Vikings.
And Xavier Worthy,
64 yards.
And the Vikings are moving closer to a date now in the NFC Championship game as they're able to extend this fourth quarter lead.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
And this could be the defining moment of their season, all hyperbole aside. You're trailing here in the fourth quarter, the divisional round, and they need to come up with something as they get this drive started. Andre Cisco there on the stop. 2nd and 9.
Mayfield looks to throw. Flush to his right.
Man open downfield is Diggs. He's got it.
And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A first down throw for Mayfield. Escaping the pressure right. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Martin, I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line.
14 yards, good for a Packer first down. Mayfield off the play fake. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception.
Picked up by Andre Cisco. And the Vikings are going to take possession here at their own 33.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ballgame, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down. To throw, it's Allen. Over the middle, complete. It's Peters. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done.
22 more yards there and another first down.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
So Allen's going to look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. He's been a one-man wrecking crew these last couple of plays. This time 18 more and a first down. So the shotgun snap to Allen. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. He'll buy some time right toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
No surprise there. He was looking for one of his favorite targets again as soon as he left the pocket. But the coverage was good downfield. They got right to the receiver and helped prevent that completion.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 6 yards puts him right on the doorstep, but now it'll be 4th and goal. All right, ball at the 1-yard line, 4th down. What do you say?
I say go, because if you can't get 1 yard, what's the old adage? If I can't get 1 yard, I don't deserve to win anyway. Tell your team it's that time. Who's going to get down into the trenches, grind it out, and make sure that ball gets in the end zone.
And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Derrick Henry with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Vikings continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Counter play. Here's Gibbs. And he's stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. Mayfield. He's got his target. That's complete. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. On 1st and 10, Mayfield. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Now Mayfield. He's going to let it fly. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
3rd and short yardage. Mayfield. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now. Here we go on 4th down. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and as a result, their playoff run may end right here.
first down carry for Henry. Past the 20. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. And they're moving on to the conference championship. How about this?
What a tremendous feeling to get to the game that can get you to the Super Bowl. A fantastic season. Unfortunately, for the other team, a tough, tough way for it to end.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Vikings as we say so long from Minneapolis.